About a month ago, I bought iPhone 6X at Circle for a price around 850 Ghana cedis. A day after, the screen was not working, which was quite strange for me. So I went back to the place I bought the phone, but they refused to change it for me. Ideally, they would have changed it for me if I had bought the phone at a store. But here is the case that I had to pay an extra 170 Ghana cedis to get my phone to function. On today's episode of Trending GH here on Ghana Web TV, we are asking you if you've had a similar experience that you can share with us. And we are asking based on a video that we've seen on social media where someone who is buying a Circle was cheated. But first, we want you to tell us your experience.
One fateful day, we were going to Accra to buy some clothes, and while we were coming back, this gentleman approached us, and he was like, "Charlie, he has a phone, an Android phone he has to sell." And fortunately, we had some money on us, and I mean, boys, we decided to see if we could purchase it and see probably sell it afterwards. And I mean, after the transaction, we bought it, and we turned. After we gave the guy the money, we checked everything. It was a phone, proper phone, like in a case. And I mean, after the transaction, we turned, and I was like, "Charlie, check the thing." And he checked it. It was a soap. And I mean, to my amazement, that was like the first time that has ever happened to me. I've heard so much about it before, and when I saw it, I couldn't believe my eyes, and I was frightened. I was frightened, seriously. So I turned back to check. We actually turned back to check if we would see the guy. But unfortunately, Charlie, the guy disappeared, and that experience made me realize that I mean, the streets are so dangerous.
My experience is a bit funny. There was this day I went to Circle, not to buy a phone though. I went for a different reason, and then I was approached by this gentleman who was selling phones. He was holding two phones, like two iPhones, an iPhone 6, and then I think the other one was 6S Plus or so. And then he approached me. He went like, "Oh, this like phone is cheap and blah blah blah." As at that time, like I hadn't used an iPhone before, so I don't know the specs and the things to look out for in an iPhone before buying. And iPhone was one of the things like I seriously wanted to get and stuff like that. So I asked him how much it was. He said 600 cedis, and I said okay. So after that time, I didn't even have 600 cedis. So he even followed me to a nearby ATM, went to withdraw the 600 cedis, and I gave it to him, and I took the phone, which was even without a charger. And I did not care. So far as it was an iPhone, I was getting an iPhone. I got it anyway. I got home, and I looked at the phone. I noticed that the port where iPhone uses a nano SIM card, but this SIM card port was totally different. It had two SIMs, like two SIM ports.
So I completed senior high school fresh, and my mom had given me a China phone, a Yam phone. I was like, I don't like it, so let me go and swap it. So the penny that I had saved from high school days, I went to Circle to swap the phone. So I met this guy standing, and he had a nice Nokia, I think Nokia music phone. I was like, okay, let me bargain. So we bargained, and he agreed to swap. Then by then he said I should add 30 cedis. So I added the 30 cedis, and I gave him the money. Then he gave me the phone. So I was about to leave after the transaction, and he said, oh, he left his SIM inside, so I should give it to him so that he takes it out. So I gave the phone to him, and this guy turns his back. I was like, Jack, where are you going with the phone? I was like, yeah. So he raised his shirt, and not knowing he was strapped with a knife. I was like, hey. I couldn't talk, like I was just traumatized.
Well, you've seen the video we just showed you of what transpired between a customer and a phone dealer at Circle. You also saw the narration of people when they decide to buy phones and other stuff on the street. But don't get it twisted. We are not asking you to stop doing business on the street. All we want you to do is to be extra careful and do due diligence before you pay for this product. This is how we end today's episode of Trending GH here on Ghana Web TV. But after you are done watching the video, make sure that if you have ever encountered such a situation before, let us know in the comment section. My name is Joel Eshen, and you've been watching Ghana Web TV.